Alrighty guys, today is an exciting day because today we are going to take in some fish to my local fish shop, Paul's Aquariums, and it has been a long time coming, but today is finally the day. So I've been trying to organize this for the last few weeks, but we've had Easter and I've had work and just things haven't worked out timing wise. So today is the day. So today is all about bagging up some fish, and I'm going to show you guys a few little things that I've been up to as well. So stay tuned and we'll get into the video. All right, before we start bagging up some fish, I just thought I'd show you guys a bit more of an update because we've got a few more baby high fin platies. So I think there's a little one. Yeah, this one here, if the camera will focus, is growing up quite nicely, starting to join the rest of them, big enough. And there's a couple of small ones down here as well. There's one there, if you can see on the camera down the bottom. And I think there's like 2 or 3 more hiding around the back somewhere. But just thought, give you a quick update. That is what's going on in this tank. Some baby high fin platies doing well, growing up fast, looking nice. All right, we're gonna come down to this tank. So these are the Goyder River rainbows that you guys have heard me go on and on about in previous videos. So we are selling these today. I am gonna try and get rid of all of these. I think there's about 15 or 20 left, maybe a few more. I think I'm gonna keep maybe like 1 or 2 myself, maybe a couple more, but honestly, they've never been really a popular rainbow fish where I'm from, which again is annoying because I think they're really cool, but they've never really been super popular because they take forever to get the color come up on them. And yeah, we're just going to get rid of the last of these today. So we've got nice big amount of space to grow out more fish. And as you can see, I've gotten rid of all the substrate out of the bottom of this tank. And over in this corner, I'm going to try and get over for you guys. We've got a couple of stir-bait cories. I'm going to pull them out and put them back in with their broodstock. But more importantly, we are sending some of these in today as well. So basically everything that's in this tank except for the cories is getting cleaned out and getting taken to my local fish shop. So these are longfin albino bristlenose and really cool looking fish. I like breeding these, and a lot of people enjoy having some of these in their tank. I think the long fins just really make them look cool. So they'll be going in. I think I've got about 12, 15 of them in here as well. So not huge numbers, but just clearing out some space. So that's what's the most important thing today, is clearing out the space in my fish room to make space for more babies in the future. All right, so in the tank next door, last week's video, you guys saw me talk about this tank that I hadn't pulled the substrate out. Well, it's been a busy week. I got busy in the fish room over the few days off for Easter. So I hope everyone had a good few days off work or spending time with family then. But yep, I was in my fish room a little bit sick, but still working away, trying to get some progress done. So we've pulled all the substrate out of this tank. Bit of a process, but we've done it. And we've also moved some fish out of here as well. So I moved my 5 gold dust geos out of here because, as I said, this tank was getting a little bit crowded, and I've moved them into a bigger tank until my 6-foot tank is ready to go. So now we've just got the beautiful Bosmani rainbows and the super red bristlenose and our stir-bait cories, which I really need to get out of here. That is the plan for today once I make space in some of my other tanks to move these stir-baits out, because as you can see here, they are going crazy in the spawning mont and eating all the eggs of my Bosmani rainbows. So they need to come out. I want to spawn these again because everyone likes stir-bait cories, I think. I know I do, and I know a lot of people do in my area. Stir-bait cories usually sell pretty fast in my local fish shop, so it'd be nice to get them breeding again. So we'll put them in a tank of their own and condition them up, and leave the Bosmani rainbows in here with the super red bristlenose. So this will be a nice clean tank and a little bit less going on. So we'll be able to focus on breeding these 2 species of fish that we'll leave in the tank. All right, so these are the gold dust geos. So the water's a little bit murky in this tank because these guys have been stirring up all the substrate. So I didn't want to take all the substrate out of this tank because this is the tank I only just put the substrate in. I probably will eventually, but I wanted to give the geos still something to dig around in. As you can see, this big male here, beautiful color starting to come up on him. But yeah, really enjoying these gold dust geophagus. They're growing out well, and they're just in here with some angelfish of mine. So pretty much that's what's going on in this tank. This is one of those big tanks down in the bottom of my rack. And I bought some of these as well. These are like little caves, and I'm just trying them out to see if the bristlenose go into them. So far I've seen a couple of them go in here, but I think I've got like 6 or 7 bristlenose, just normal ones in this tank as well. So we'll see what's going on and I'll keep trying them out, but we'll move on to the next tank. So these are my red tuxedo guppy babies, growing out well. As you can see, they're growing quite fast. They're pretty much almost ready to take into the shop. I'm not going to take them into the shop today. They're still a little bit small, but I'm giving them a couple more weeks and they should be ready to go. So there's like probably a good like 30 or 40 in here at the moment. And yeah, it's just been exciting. I know they're only guppies, but honestly, still really enjoy guppies. And it's just really gotten me back into breeding. So it's exciting breeding baby fish and taking them into the fish shop. So why not guppies? They sell really well. And I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update on the baby guppies growing up nicely and getting all that color come through on them. All right, so fast forward a bit. Can't film and catch the fish at the same time, but I've already caught the Goyder River rainbows and the longfin bristlenose. We've left a few. I'll come back over here. Sorry for the mess. We've left a few rainbows left. One couple are just a little bit too small. 2, there's one here that, yeah, I'll just keep him and look after him. He's got like a bit of a mark on the front of his head. And the last thing I want to do is take my local fish shop in potentially a sick fish or an injured fish. So that guy there that I'm trying to focus on, if he turns around, he's got a bit of a dark mark on his head. So I'm not sure if he's like ran into something or something like that, but we're just going to keep him just to see what happens. I don't want to like cull him or anything like that. I don't think it's anything that serious, but I'll keep myself a small brood stock because unfortunately my brood stock that actually created all these rainbows have been slowly like dropping off. So I've actually only got 2. So I thought even though they're not super popular, I still enjoy this rainbow. So I'm gonna keep this small cluster here probably as my brood stock, but I'm still taking in 16 to my local fish shop, and I just bagged up 12 longfin albino bristlenose. So some people this weekend are gonna get some nice longfin albino bristlenose in their local fish shop. So this is the rainbows. Nice sort of size to them. I'll move out of that flickering light. Try and get the camera to focus. These are the rainbows here. You can still see they've got that red starting to form on them. They're a little bit stressed out, obviously being in the bag, but these are typically going to be a lot bigger than what you're normally going to be paying for rainbow fish, because I'm trying to just do a deal on them with my local fish shop because I've had them for way too long and I'm just selling them cheap just to move them out of my fish room. So someone will get some nice decent sized Goyder River rainbows at a fairly decent price. These ones I think people are gonna really snatch up quite quickly. There's only 12, but as you can see, some solid size. It's hard to spin the bag around. Some solid size longfin albino bristlenose. So there's 12 of them in here. If you're local to Brisbane, Paul's Aquariums, that's where these are going to be found. By the time this video comes out, they will be in the fish shop ready to buy. So just hit up Paul if you're looking for these fish, and hopefully he still has some available, because there is only 12 in here and 16 in here. And yeah, don't mind the small little cardboard box I'm using to transport the fish. So we don't have like really massive cold temperatures right now here in Australia if you're watching from overseas. So typically you'd want to be using like a styrofoam box if you've got far to travel, or if you're in the cold, just to help insulate the fish a little bit and sort of keep them at bay. But I'm only literally probably 5 to 10 minutes drive up the road to my local fish shop, so I can afford to put a little bit more water in the bag, and just sort of, yeah, it's not cold here yet, so I'm just getting away with just using this box for today. But yeah, in the future I will be using a nice styrofoam fish box until it breaks. Alright, so we finished bagging up the last of the fish we're taking in today. So we ended up getting 20 super red bristlenose. You can see in the bag there. So they are a solid size. Try and get the camera to focus. And you can see there, nice and plump and ready to go. So there is 20 super red bristlenose going into Paul's Aquariums today as well. So not a huge amount of fish, but a small, decent amount. We've got the 12 longfin albino bristlenose. We have the 16 Goyder River rainbows, and then we have the 20 super red bristlenose. So I'm going to go take these into my local fish shop now. I'm not going to film because I haven't asked for permission or anything like that yet. I really need to get on top of that. I'm sure Paul will be fine doing a bit of a video with me one day, but I don't want to just walk in there already filming. I want him to know that I'm coming. So I'm on my way to my local fish shop and I'll be back pretty soon. All right, so it's been about an hour. I have got home from Paul's Aquariums. Stayed there and had a good little chat to him, dropped off the fish. He was quite happy with them, and I'm pretty sure most of the customers that go in there this weekend will be quite happy to see some nice locally bred fish in their local fish shop. So again, if you're local to Brisbane, head in to Paul's Aquariums this weekend. You can find all those fish. And with that, I'm pretty much gonna move the L015 plecos into this tank, just because I bought them spontaneously. They've been sort of quarantining in a smaller 2-foot tank, and it's time for them to come out of there. I'm going to put some caves in the bottom here, and we're going to move them out of their small 2-foot tank and put them down in the bottom here. Now there's no longfin albino bristlenose. And then we'll basically just leave these guys up in here to grow out. Now that there's only about 6 in here, these 6 will grow much quicker because there's only 6 of them, not like 30. So that's the plans for this tank. Another nice big tank I've just freed up with space. I'll come up here as well. This tank, a little bit of a mess, but all the super reds are gone out of here now, so we'll give this tank a bit of a clean up and get all that gunk out of the bottom from mainly the super red bristlenose. And basically we're just gonna have these 6 Bosmani rainbows up in here. So that gives me a little bit of room to breed some more bristlenose and put them in the bottom. You can see over in this tank we've got about 7 small Bosmani rainbows still growing up, and then I've got just some normal albino and normal bristlenose babies growing up in here as well. So these are the L015s I want to move out. So I've got other caves that I've bought that I showed just before for my other bristlenose. I'm going to use them down in the 3-foot tank below. And these are a beautiful looking pleco. They're not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like the patterning on them. And just like that, the L015 plecos are out of this tank, leaving just 3 baby crimson spot rainbows and 3 very shy Adolphi cories hiding up the back there behind the heater. So another nice, decent tank to raise some more baby fish up in. And then over here, come down over here. Oops, sorry for the flickering. We've put our caves in. So this one here to the left, this one here, that one I've just been buying heaps of them from my local fish shops. And these ones here I've actually bought online just to try them out, just to see if the plecos like them. I've seen other people use these in their fish room and for breeding plecos and stuff like that in the past, and apparently they're pretty good. So I thought I'll try it out myself. I'll get a few of these, and we've got some nice bulbitis fern growing on some wood here, so that looks nice. And then yeah, these are the L015 plecos. So I've never really seen these in a fish shop ever before. There's one already making its home in the cave there. They only just got moved in here probably about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes ago, so they're still settling in. But hopefully they'll enjoy their much bigger home. They've got more of a flow in here as well. I can feed them heavier. They've got a lot more room to swim around in. So in general, should be a much better place for them to stay long term. And it would be nice to eventually get some babies out of these as well, because when they're young, they look really cool as well. And it'd be really nice to supply my local fish shop with another L number pleco regularly. Alright, so I'm pretty much going to wrap it up here, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well for more fish room videos in the future. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.